what's up, everybody? I could say it for the first time in 3 weeks. It's Victory Monday, baby.
Yeah.
Number one seed, and we are finally ready for the NFL playoffs. You got Philadelphia. You got the number one seed in the NFC. I know it hasn't looked like it the last few weeks or even yesterday, but you know what, though? It's time to get down to business. Let's go, baby. Road to the Super Bowl's got to come through Lincoln Financial Field. So we're going to get into that and much more, but I got my usual cast again here. I got my man Sean Kilrain to my left.
What's up, guys?
I got my man Euro Paul right below me. What's up, Paul? How you doing?
Good, man. What's up?
I'm doing pretty good. I got my man on Paul's right, my man Diego the Hammer Bianchi, Mr. 6 for 6. What's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Pretty good. And I got my man up top. I got my buddy up top, my man Mike Fuji. He's on with us again this week. How you doing, Mike?
Pretty good. Victory Monday. The Birds finally pulled it out, so everybody can rest well and sit back and enjoy those games this weekend.
Yeah, well, you know, it's playoff time, you know, so I had to bring in the big guns, you know, so I was like, yo, Mike, man, I need you to hop on again, bro, because we need to bring this passion, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's playoff time here. You know, Diego and I were talking in work today, and we were kind of like, you know how they say the NFL season is like, you know, is kind of a blur. You know, a lot of people say the season's a blur.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like as good as this season was, and it really was. I mean, shit, we were 14-3, you know, so you really can't argue. But don't you guys feel like this past month is just like taking like a year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the players feel that way too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, my biggest concern, like I was telling Sully and Mike before we got on, I want to see a somewhat Lane Johnson healthy, you know, and that to me will be the icing on the cake, you know. And we got to run this ball, man. You know, you got Sanders, you got Gainwell, you got Scott. Do something. You know, but we have yet to see it. So hopefully with this playoffs and this well-rested bye, we bring it.
Well, Lane
I know
Johnson,
we're not running the ball as much as
Johnson,
we'd all like it. We still run 34 times for 135 yards. So, like, they ran it and they threw the ball 35 times. It was a pretty healthy 50-50 package they gave him yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Paul?
Lane Johnson may be ready to play, but I don't think he's going to be 100%. He may be 65-70%. Any kind Lane Johnson we get is
exactly.
Yeah.
You can't get on Driscoll. Driscoll is not Lane Johnson, obviously, but at least he can give you something. But we need Lane. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Even if you get Lane for 80% or 85%, I mean, hey.
True.
Just to protect that, you know, the right side for Hurts.
Man. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, we did get about 3 sacks yesterday, right to him, right?
Yeah.
And the pressure was coming primarily from that right side where Driscoll was. I mean, I saw a couple blitzes in particular. It's like Driscoll seemed to miss the block, like he didn't slide to the right, and number 44.
He was
all over the place.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but if he's a backup, he's making himself some money and earning some playoff playing time because he played well yesterday.
Especially coming off the corner to one play, he hit Hurts pretty good.
Yeah. Got a couple.
Wait, so about Mike and McFadden, 41.
No, 44.
44.
Yeah, Sean will look it up, but I got a couple comments.
Nick McLeod.
Okay,
Nick McLeod,
cornerback.
He played well. I got
a couple. He had 1.5 sacks. Yeah.
So we got a comment here. Adam Glenn. Hey, what's up, Adam? How you doing? We got my man Mike Laura. What's up, Mike? How are you? We got Pat Bernard. He says, "What's up, fellas?"
What's up?
And Diego, I got a guy that's got a question for you, brother. Ryan Smitty wants to know, Diego, are you sold on Hurts yet?
I've been saying it all season, Smitty. I am sold on Hurts. I was wrong. I told you, I admit it. I was wrong. That's
right. That's step number one. And And I have to say it too, because I mean I was willing to give Hurts this year, you know what I mean, and I had a lot of faith in him getting better, but I'd be lying to you if I said I thought he was going to be this good, you know what I mean?
I'm with you. Yeah, I said he has to show some arm strength and better accuracy, and that's what he's done this year. So
I don't even think it's been like his arm hasn't gotten any stronger. He just got exactly what I was saying last year. You got to get on time, and you just don't bail in the pocket as quick. I feel like this year he's been a lot better at doing that. And
yeah, but his passes do look much more crisper this year than last year.
Yeah. His passes look crisper. He's still not throwing 100 yards like Mahomes, but his passes are on time. They look crisp.
Yeah,
I mean, MVP
delivering them in the right spot, right time.
Guy to help his arm out, his timing, and his rhythm. And I mean, everybody was shitting on him, but now sky's the limit. He's throwing nice passes. He's quarterback awareness in the pocket's on point, and he runs when he needs to,
Hey, Hurts is that example, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have like the great arm like the Josh Allen or like the Kyler Murray. Hurts is like he's like the equivalent of like, how they say in some other aspects, it's that Hurts is like it's the motion in the ocean, you know what I'm saying? When you think about it, right? I mean, he's doing it right,
And Ryan's right with AJ.
AJ helps
like
a lot.
His, security blanket as well. You got a 1-2 punch, him and Devontae, man. What more to ask for?
Yeah, Smith and Brown. And then we got a comment here. Got Diggs, by the way, 7. What's up, G? Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up, dude?
Thanks a lot, man.
Really, if you guys want to touch on the Hurts, I mean, go back to 2017, a little comparison. I mean, Wentz was still on his rookie contract.
Mm-hmm.
He brought in Alshon for 1 year, Torrey Smith. You already had Zach Ertz. You brought in LeGarrette Blount. And, it was basically just before, Wentz got the big contract like Hurts is going to get. So,
yeah,
it's like it's kind of equivalent to that, really, when you really break it down and compare it.
Well, when you think about it, I mean, it's if you really want to win a Super Bowl, I mean, you really nowadays it seems like teams really need to win it with the guys on the rookie contract.
Right.
Like look around the league. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kansas City's still the 1 seed, and they still have a chance, but they won it before.
They're the favorites to win a Super Bowl right now, according to what I heard earlier today. Eagles had the 4th best chance, they say.
Yeah, and
I feel like Kansas City's going to be the favorite to win a Super Bowl for as long as Mahomes their quarterback, because they're always going to win more games and be on top of the division. They're always going to have Patrick Mahomes. So ESPN and all them power ranking people, they're always going to favor Kansas City.
Yeah, they're just exactly. Yeah. Joe Burrow's going to get redemption.
I think the Eagles are a better team than Kansas City. To be honest, if you look,
more well-rounded.
Yeah, you look man for man. I mean, Kansas City, and I hate to say this on a Philadelphia podcast station, because I would love to see Jalen Hurts get the MVP. And don't get me wrong, I think he's deserving. But honestly, though, you could unbiasedly you can make a really good argument for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the dude set an NFL record for yardage passing, and he lost Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, if Pat Mahomes wins the MVP, and by the way, they don't even really who do they use at running back? I mean,
Jared McKinney and
Isaiah
Pacheco.
Yeah, the
rookie.
But the Eagles have better
Absolutely.
I mean, that team is Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
Right.
Yeah, Mike Lauro says KC don't have a D. I don't think KC's deep. I think a couple years ago, KC's defense actually hasn't been that bad this year.
Chris Jones pretty much helped them out this year, But other than that, it's nothing to brag about.
I agree. I mean, the Eagles, not to sound like a homer, but, you do pound for pound. I mean, I think the Eagles' defense is more well-rounded, especially
absolutely
in the secondary.
Oh, yeah, secondary, definitely.
I think pound for pound, Eagles are the best team in the whole league. If we're
So
looking
do
at
I.
just the guys started and just looking at star power on our team, we have the most Pro Bowlers for a reason.
You
You know, I
look
think
at
we're
that
the best team in the league.
It's like a revolving door, like me and you said, Diego. You got Linval Johnson, Sue, Hargraves, Milton Williams, who you don't even hear his name, but he's coming out. Sweat, who unfortunately got hurt. Hopefully we get him back. Cox,
Brandon Graham.
BG.
Graham. I mean, and then you add in
Quinn.
the linebackers, that they're knocking it out. They're not doing it you think, but they're
Led the
doing
league in sacks too. So
Are we going to lose BG, you guys think now? Because me and Joe were talking, and maybe because he loves being in Philly, he takes a discount. But he
I
had
don't
such
know.
a good season. I think someone's going to want to pay him for a couple of years. Like, pay him, pay him.
3.3 million next year on the cap. Brandon Graham will be an Eagle, guaranteed.
I want him to be.
Cox is
Fletcher Cox too will be on his way out too.
13
No?
mil. As
Fletcher
much
Cox
as
may be on
he
his
would
way
like
out,
to
too.
be an Eagle, I don't think he is. I think we're going to kind of move on, like I was telling Joey, and go young. Address that edge rusher, and then kind of sign C.J. Johnson to me staying.
He should. So
He's young,
we have to resign
and he
him.
fits
Yeah.
the Philly mold. And
So
he
should
knows
Hargrave.
everything about it,
the grave digger should stay too.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to command a huge contract though. No,
So,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you got a high draft pick too. You got to remember that we picked 10. So
you got 10 and you got
you can
30.
move on from an old guy
Yeah.
and fill him in with that 10th pick. Say you move on from I don't know, BG. You trade at the end, you solve that problem. You move on from Hargraves, trade at D tackle, and you got Jordan Davis. You can move on from Hargraves and Cox in reality if you want to trade at D tackle and go Davis and the tackle you drafted.
Yeah. My main focus would be, like I was telling Joey, edge or corner, really, in the draft with that 10th pick. And if we don't, how he gets that little itch, trade it for more draft capital. But I would address corner or edge, in my opinion.
Actually, I'll make the call. I'm going to make the call. The Eagles pick right now. Either if they may move down a few spots. You know where they're going to go. They're going to go offensive tackle. Because Sayamalo's a free agent too, and he's projected. I was looking at the projections. He could get up to about 12 to 13 million a year. I don't see them doing that. I think the Eagles will take. I think the Eagles will take their right tackle of the future, and they'll have him play right guard for a couple years until Lane leaves, and then they'll slide him to right tackle. Right. That's like such an Eagles move. I could see the Eagles doing that. You know what I mean?
Do you guys see this? I sent it to Joey and Fuji. We lose Minshew. We sign Marcus Mariota. What are your thoughts on that for a backup to Hurts?
Mariota quit his team.
Is Mariota on a 1-year deal?
He's probably going to want to come here. I mean, he's been ousted in Tennessee. God bless.
Thanks.
Smith, and then Smith as well as the Falcons. He just left the team because he's got a bad taste in his mouth. He said, "Screw this, I'm out." But yeah,
I don't want a guy like
but
that.
Mariota probably wants to start though.
It'll definitely be interesting.
He's a high draft pick, so he might want to play.
Well, you guys said he left his team, and that would bother me. But but obviously, though, if he's coming to Philadelphia, he knows he's not the guy. See, he was upset in Atlanta. Probably, I mean, here, in Atlanta, if you look at it, that division sucks so bad. They were only a little bit behind. Yeah. They were only like a game or two out of first place, and then they just decided to give up on the season. So that might be part of it too. Yeah. Where Mariota might have been like, "Yo, what the hell? Like, I had a chance to get us in the playoffs, and you all just quit."
Yep.
Yeah.
But if Mariota comes to Philadelphia, he knows he's the number 2 guy. And the other thing about Mariota that's good, you wouldn't have to change the offense because he's a great athlete too.
I always look at it like this. I don't care who our backup is. I know Nick Foles won the Super Bowl, but if you got to go to your backup 99 out of 100 times, you're not winning the championship. You need your starting quarterback. For us, it's Jalen Hurts. So, I mean, we want to bring Mariota in. Cool. If we don't, does it matter?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But let me play devil's advocate though. Say Jalen Hurts only misses like 2 games, and those 2 games are the difference between you being the 5 seed and the 2 seed or the 1 seed.
I guess you're right.
But Minshew didn't do shit for us. I don't think he's gonna. Where's he gonna go to start anywhere? Anyone gonna want him to start?
Nobody's going to want him to start.
Nah,
You might as well say where he
he's
is.
in that audition, man.
Might as
He's
well
a
say where he
backup.
is.
You know,
Maybe
Oh.
maybe the Philadelphia Stars. You know what I mean?
yeah, USFL can always help.
Oh, what did they say? 64, 65 quarterbacks have started in the NFL this year,
Yeah,
Wow.
which is a hell of a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, figure equivalent to 32 teams. I mean, it's
More
almost
than two
every
for-
backup quarterback in the NFL starting,
yeah.
including third string.
True.
So yeah, maybe bring in Marcus Mariota because it's a little bit important.
Yeah. We got a comment here. Maurice Wright, he says defense wins championships. The Eagles are pretty good with the numbers they have as far as defensive players. Them dudes come with their A game. It won't matter who they face. I think it matters, but I could see that though. And then we got another comment. Rudy Peralta, hell yeah. All right, Bet. What's up, man? Thanks for checking us
How you
out.
doing?
All right, so let's get into this playoff outlook a little bit. I mean, you look at this week. We got hang on a second. I got one more. Rudy Peralta, Fly Eagles Fly from Roswell, New Mexico.
Hey, what's up, man?
A double brain aneurysm and stroke survivor and lifelong Eagles fan. Well, thank you very much for checking us out, man. Yeah,
Thanks, man.
glad. Yeah, that's great, man.
God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you, buddy. And so let's get into these playoffs because I'll tell you, the New Year would be a hell of a lot happier if the Eagles make this playoff run, right? So let's go.
Amen.
So we got in the NFC, we got all right. So it looks like we got on Saturday, we got Seattle at San Francisco, Saturday at 4:30. Well, first off, looking at the line and the matchup, the Saturday 4:30 game is usually the one where they pick the worst matchup. And in my opinion, I know it's a divisional game, but I think San Francisco is going to put it on them. What do you guys think? You think Seattle has any chance, or what do you think?
Absolutely no chance.
Nah.
San Fran,
Definitely
Like
not.
Bon Jovi says, living on a
Definitely
prayer.
not. Next matchup, please. Next matchup.
San Fran drops a hammer and then some.
Yeah, it's quick. They get him out of there quick.
That's what I think. And you know, if you, I mean, God, I put it. Let's keep it real, man. I'll be rooting really hard for Seattle because let me tell you, there's nothing I'd rather see. There's nothing I'd rather see than see the Seahawks in that first game. I mean, I would love
if there was a mercy rule in football, they would be losing next week.
I'll be doing the jig.
What did you say, Paul?
If there was a mercy rule in football, it's going to be used next Saturday.
Yeah, but you know, but you know what though, to play devil's
Geno Smith
advocate,
played like
though.
shit yesterday.
Hey, Pete Carroll's been around. He's been in some playoff games. So
Exactly.
I mean, if Seattle came down and competed, I won't be surprised. I think it's going to be a blowout, but Seattle comes out and makes it a tough game. It's a Pete Carroll coach squad.
Well, is there any chance? And he's looked great. Is there any chance though that in a playoff game, Brock Purdy decides that all of a sudden realizes that he is Mr. Irrelevant? I mean, is that possible?
I don't think Kyle Shanahan will let him realize that. He's going to call game plan that's really safe. Get the ball to McCaffrey a shit ton, and get the ball to his tight end Kittle a lot. You know what I mean? I feel
Yeah.
Plus, I got
Shanahan
Debo
knows
Smith. Debo
Samuel.
Yeah.
Is Debo back?
Yeah, it was
I believe
playoffs,
so.
yesterday.
See, that's huge.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, and what's his face? Kittle has George Kittle's got 7 touchdowns in the last 4 games, dude.
Yeah.
He's up. He's putting up. He's
getting
that's
that rust
stuff
off.
that
I could have used that in the middle of the season, my fantasy season. Thank you for the end of the season. Appreciate it.
Right.
Wait, what's this?
But yeah,
George Kittle. I
What
could
about
use it. I could use those 7 touchdowns in the middle of the freaking fantasy season, not towards the end there. Thanks, George Kittle.
That's for another time in season.
That's true. That's true. All right, so we all kind of think San Fran's going to put it on them. All right, so the other matchup in the NFC, Sunday at 4:30, we got the Giants in Minnesota, and I'm going to put it out there right now. I don't know if you guys may or may not agree with me, but I'm calling it right now. I'm saying the Giants are beating Minnesota this Sunday.
You know what?
Giants are winning that game.
I kind of feel that with you because it's redemption. Because Greg Joseph hit that 60-yarder, sealed the deal. Boom. I think tables turn. Giants do somewhat similar fashion. You know.
Right. But what are your guys' thoughts on this game? Did the Giants have a chance, or are you guys like the Vikings?
I'm going Vikings. I mean, I think it's going to be that game that everyone thinks is going to be a close game. Vikings come out and put it on them. I think Justin Jefferson. I mean, don't get me wrong. Saquon Barkley is going to be huge for the Giants. The Giants are going to win because they're going to have to control the ball. If they're going to get into some kind of shootout, then I think Justin Jefferson is going to terrorize them, and Minnesota will find a way to win the game.
Hopefully, they have a game plan that Green Bay had with Jefferson and just blanket him. And make them like a non-factor.
I mean, that's easy. It's easy. It's gotten done to him maybe twice this whole entire year.
Man.
So I mean, could the Giants pull it out? I mean, they could. They're good. They're good enough. They have the running back and they have the coach to get it done. I just feel like Minnesota gets this W.
Good.
I think Cousins is going to choke, and I see the Giants winning that game myself.
Yeah, but
it's time for him to choke anyway.
Yeah.
The last two games, Jefferson has 5 catches for like 50 yards. No touchdowns.
He's getting awful against the Giants. He's due.
I wouldn't never say never.
What do you think? What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, I think Minnesota, they haven't been playing that great, whatever, especially Jefferson's been being shut down, but they have too many offensive weapons there. They're too powerful there. I think they overpower Giants.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next game real quick. Here's my man, Rob Hefner. What's up, guys? Fly, Eagles, fly.
Rob?
How you doing?
Rob's an Eagles fan. He's from this area, but make sure you check Rob out on the Out of the Box Network. He does a great show. It's called The Vegas Sports Scene, him and my man, Ken Fry. And, it's really interesting stuff. And then real quick before we move on too, I got my man Mike Lauro. He says the Giants 24-20. Well, I'll tell you, as a longtime guy that's hated the Giants for his whole life, just about as much as Dallas, I feel like I'm holding my nose but I'm kind of pulling the Giants because I want to play them. I'm
putting this out there right now. Giants played Vikings week 16. Jefferson 12 for 133 and a touchdown.
I want to play the Giants, dude, but in reality, who are we going to play? Tampa Bay, Dallas, or maybe the Giants? We should beat all them teams.
Absolutely.
We should beat all them teams. If you don't beat them teams, then you don't deserve to go to the next round. So we should beat all them teams.
Yeah. No,
the only one that we should worry about is really San Fran.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Definitely.
San Fran's a team that we have to go through to get to the NFC, or they got to go through us. Either way you look at it, that's how it should be.
Yeah. And I mean, talking about earlier, I listened on the radio. Going into that game, they had to come 3,000 miles. We do play them, and we're in a colder environment. Yeah. Like maybe the line probably be even, or maybe slight edge to them. But I don't see it's going to be I think it might be a pick 'em for that game.
I kind of agree.
So you don't even think I would think the Eagles would be like a point or two favorite just for the home field. So you don't even think that.
I think me personally, I think we should be favored. But the way I think other people are going to view it, I think it's be either pick them or them slight ahead.
I think it'd be like the Eagles +1.
Yeah.
Right.
The environment, the weather. Yeah.
See, don't you feel like?
I think not even that, because San Fran, I feel like the public will be behind San Fran over the Eagles.
Of course.
That's why I feel like it would be Eagles. It'd be Eagles +1.
Yeah, of course.
I kind of love that though, because I
like it.
I'm getting like 2017 vibes. In fact, last night, I forget if it was before the Packers game or halftime, but I was flipping channels and they had that the studio show.
Yeah.
And the dude was saying he only gave the Eagles a 34% chance of winning the Super Bowl with the number 1 seed. And I was just like, oh my God, I love this because, think about it, bro. Like, we were 14-3. We were 13-1 until Jalen Hurts got hurt. And now all of a sudden we got a 30% chance of going to the Super Bowl. What kind of shit is that?
Going back to 2017, weren't the Eagles underdogs in the one game?
We
Being
were
the number
underdogs
one
in every
seed.
game. We were the Falcons were favored against us.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. Now, we're not going to be underdogs the first game, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, you're right. We could conceivably be underdogs against San Francisco. And Diego, to your point, I mean, as good as San Francisco is, and as good as that kid Purdy's been playing, I mean, if you're in a championship situation, I got to put my money on Jalen Hurts making a couple big plays over that kid.
Yeah.
Big time.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree.
And here's another thing too. So, and this is why, I'm a little confident because, everybody's going to be blowing San Francisco's defense, and rightly so. Their defense is great.
Yeah.
But the Philadelphia Eagles, I mean, Hassan Reddick is like right behind Bosa when it comes to stats.
And not only that, Warner too. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, the Eagles, I think the Eagles defense is going to have they're going to have something to prove in that matchup.
Yes.
Front is way better to me because, like I said to Diego, it's a revolving door, man. It's
Right.
Like, pick your poison. Like, next man up. And I mean, it's awesome.
Well, the thing of it is, to me, I mean, with the exception of Hurts, the advantage for the Eagles over Purdy, I think the Eagles and the 49ers are pretty much evenly matched across the board on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just like a heavyweight fight. That's all. It's pound for pound.
Yeah, and then what's going to be the deciding factor? Well, okay,
I think we have a slight edge on quarterback, though. You have to say that because he's more.
We have the edge on quarterback. To me,
Right. Well, like I was saying,
if you look at 30's numbers, last week he threw for 178 yards and 3 touchdowns for short touchdown passes. So they're not asking him to throw much, get much on the air. They're relying on the run game like Elijah Mitchell and CMC.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a concern. They got Elijah Mitchell back yesterday, and he actually looked pretty good.
Yeah.
So I mean, him,
and CMC.
That's a little bit of a concern because
and Deebo Samuel runs the ball too. So
right,
they're getting all their guys back besides.
Yeah.
Well, look at it like this. Kyle Shanahan obviously is a very smart offensive coordinator, so he can have Mitchell in the backfield. He could split out McCaffrey, and you got Deebo all of a sudden, and Kid. I mean, they are that's going to be tough. But you know what though?
Yeah.
That's a question for another week. I think they're Seattle's problem this week, and I think we all pretty much said they're going to kick Seattle's ass. So let's move on. We got the Dallas Cowboys and Tom Brady on Monday night. Cowboys, Tampa Bay. What's your guys' thoughts? Who's winning the game? And how's that going forward?
The Dallas Cowboys got a flat tire right now.
Yeah,
dude. Dak, man, there's a turn.
I've been saying up until last week, I thought they were the third best team in the conference, and I think they're right there. That's who they are.
Yeah,
Dak Prescott got the most interceptions in the league. They can't get them together. Like I don't.
And Tom
I'm
Brady
starting to I like Tampa Bay.
They lost against the Falcons. I mean,
well, they took Brady out though in the second quarter.
Yeah, they took Brady out. I like that. I like
after Brady broke another record, they took him out.
Okay.
All right, so let's go down the line. Dallas, Tampa Bay. Mike, who do you think wins?
I think it's just going to be closer than I don't know. It's an 8-9 Tampa Bay team who struggled. Dallas, you don't know where the heck they're. I mean, you don't know where the heck they're. I mean, Dallas is definitely up and down the line more talented, but it's like I think it's going to be a game that's going to be like points within like a 2-3 point game. I mean, because you don't know really which way to go. Like Dallas, I don't know, what was going on with them yesterday. With Washington always plays them tough, but I mean, Tampa Bay is just to me, it's a pick 'em. I don't know. Pick your poison there.
All right, so flip a coin, just like they were going to do between Baltimore and Cincinnati. So who do you like?
Well, Tampa.
All right. So we're going Tampa. Diego, you're going Tampa, right?
In a close game. Tampa wins.
Yeah,
It's going to
that's
be a
what I'm
close
saying.
game. Someone's going to win a
Right.
close game.
Okay, Paul, who are you going with?
I have to go with Tampa. The way Dak Prescott's been playing, like he has like turnover in the last like 8
erratic,
weeks.
man.
Interception. He had 3 against the Eagles. Not Eagles. Sorry. He has 23 touchdowns on the year, 15 interceptions.
Mhm.
You know, Tampa has all their D-backs, especially Antonio Winfield back there.
Okay.
He's gonna throw another 1 or 2 picks again. Like they're struggling. They're on the downside. So I'm gonna say Tampa.
Okay. So, and I actually say Tampa in a close game too. You know, if you asked me a couple weeks ago, I would have said Dallas, but I do think Dallas is strong, but it's not really necessarily Dak Prescott. It's the fact Dallas's defense hasn't played at the same level that they were playing at. If you told me I was seeing the Dallas defense of about 5-6 weeks ago, I'd be like, yeah, they're going to put it on them.
Yeah.
But Parsons' hand injury, I think, has played. You know, he's out there. He was out there playing with like a club on. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, that's a fact.
he hasn't been able to be the same quite as dominant as he was earlier in the year. And then they lost one of their corners, and that's been a major loss. You know what I mean? And so I like Tampa too. So if I go, I guess we'll go down the AFC in a second. But like, if I go, if the Giants win, then that means that would be Philadelphia, New York, and then some of you guys have the Vikings, but I have the Giants and Tampa winning. So it'd be Philadelphia, Giants, Tampa, San Francisco. If that's the case, then I think I think there's about a 90-some% chance it'd be Philadelphia, San Fran in the championship game.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
Yeah.
I think it's Eagles. I think it's Eagles Tampa versus and then San Fran and Minnesota. I think we play San Fran. Either way, you get the same result.
Okay. All right, I got you. All right, so let's look at the AFC. So the AFC, we got Saturday night we got the Chargers and we got the Chargers Jags. Saturday night. The Chargers are a really talented team. I'm going Dougie P. First off, I'm rooting hard for Dougie P because I still love Dougie P in this town.
Yeah.
So I'll be a Dougie P fan forever. So I'm rooting Dougie P, and I actually like Jacksonville. I think I like Jacksonville outright.
I like the way they play.
What did the Chargers doing yesterday? They put out Mike Williams in their starters. Mike Williams gets hurt his back, so he might not even play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they have nothing to play for, and then putting all their freaking players out there. I don't get that. Now you hurt one of their best receivers.
I'm going Jacksonville. The way they played Saturday night kind of proved a lot to me.
Yeah, their defense looks good. I watched that game. Defense looks
Yeah.
good, but I think the Chargers pulls it out. I think Herbert pulls it out.
Okay.
All right, what Diego and Mike? What do you guys think?
Earlier, I was feeling the Jacksonville Jaguars, and as today goes on, kind of like the Chargers. By tomorrow, I like the Jacksonville Jaguars again. It's that kind of game. It can go either way.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Jacksonville gets into a playoff. You're like, I don't even have a feel on this team because they never make the playoffs. They stink. So
Right.
I don't know.
I believe out of every matchup. Don't ask me why. Maybe I'm a whack job, but
Jacksonville's more of a pretender. You know, if they get past round one, great, but they're not going that far.
I find this game to be kind of intriguing over all these matchups because you got Justin Herbert going against Trevor Lawrence, and it's just two high potent offenses against two solid defenses. So, over Dougie P, his story here, and then the Chargers look great on paper in the preseason, but they overcome all this adversity with their injuries and everything. And
yeah, like I said, like Mike Williams got hurt yesterday, and Bosa got hurt again. Bosa missed 6 weeks over there at least, and then play him yesterday, get hurt again. They're stupid.
I'm going to go Jacksonville, but I think it's going to be a close game.
Well, you know what's funny? I agree with you, Mike. I actually think this is the game of the weekend. I think this is the best out of all these games. I think this is the best one.
Yeah.
Because it's. I mean, and it makes sense too. If you look at Vegas, it's only a 1-point line. So
to me, I just think this game's probably going to be the least talked about. But that's why I said, to me, it's the most intriguing game on the docket out of all these games.
So they got the Saturday night slot. So
Yeah.
Right.
a lot of people are going to be watching that game.
Got a couple comments here. Maurice Wright says, I think Doug gets to the second round at least.
Yeah.
Got our man Dom Lewis here. He says, "What's up, guys?" I believe Dom wrote an article last week about how everybody came together. With I haven't mentioned it yet, but obviously with DeMar Hamlin. I mean, we all saw that, and that was thank God that kid's recovering and doing good. But Dom wrote a really good article about that, and you guys should check it out. It was because everybody came together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And and that's what sports is all about. Fans of all teams.
Absolutely.
So make sure you check that out. It's on eopsports.com. So anybody out there, it's a really good story.
Joe, as you touched on that, not to interrupt you.
Sure.
We were talking about that stuff last week with, the Dennis Bird injury and
Right.
like Josh Sweat last Sunday. Like it was just coincidentally, a freak accident, but we just touched on that hours before that game last Monday night.
I know it's weird. Yeah, I mean it's
kind of eerie, but yeah,
right.
Puts things in perspective. But wow, what a 360 degrees this kid's made, man. And just prayers to him and just keep on doing what you're doing, man.
Well, you know what too? It's one of those things too that you don't you watch a game and you don't know who knows who on each team. You know what I mean? So
right.
I had no idea. Like Miles Sanders grew up with the dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and then Rodney Thomas from the Colts drove 100 miles, also a childhood friend, just to support and be with him. I mean, it's for a lot of players and, like you said, fans together.
Yeah,
as it should be.
And that and that's a beautiful thing. That's what sports is all about. But it's playoffs now, so it's time for some hate, right? No, I'm just it's time to bring the hate back, baby. I've got my man Austin Hamill. He's got a comment here. We're touching on Jacksonville. He says, "I honestly didn't expect Jacksonville to do as well as they did this season."
Not true.
I don't think anybody did, Austin. In fact, somebody something posted on Facebook where exactly a year ago, or maybe it was a year. No, it was a year ago. Jacksonville fans were in the stands in clown outfits mocking their team because they had the number one pick for 2-3 years in a row.
Yeah.
So no one thought that.
Trevor Lawrence had a really breakthrough this year. I mean, last year he had 17 picks. This year 25 and 8, over 4,000 passing yards. Definitely, he definitely took a big step forward.
Well, don't you think Doug P has something to do with that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, Trevor Lawrence had no coach last year. I mean, Urban Meyer was out there grabbing young chicks' asses. He wasn't coaching. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't fault the guy.
Plus, Jacksonville spent the most money in free agency.
I mean, yeah, they brought over Christian Kirk, was a huge
Evan.
Zay Jones.
Evan Ingram from the Giants at tight end.
Yeah. Yeah,
Zay Jones too. Even Zay Jones friggin' did really good this year too.
Yeah, he's been around. Yeah, it's amazing.
Getting back, we'll move on the AFC still, but Paul Spencer, he does anybody out there wants to learn something about the Cowboys or analyze the Cowboys-Tampa matchup, you can check him out on the Out of Box Network. He says Dallas is not even limping into the playoffs; they are on life support. Yeah, but you know what though, Paul? Here's the thing though. Don't you think the year kind of I feel like a lot of the teams that had some of the teams that had the playoffs clinched kind of early, I think the year got kind of late for them or a little long for them. Like Dallas had a chance at the 1 seed yesterday, but really, Paul even said it about a month ago. They pretty much knew they were locked into the 5 seed. You know what I mean? Yeah. They kind of knew where they were. I mean, it would have taken a miracle for them to get that 1 seed or 2 seed.
Right.
So, all right, let's go into the other games, the AFC. There's 2 more. We got Miami and Buffalo. Miami, God, the Jets are just hideous, man. The Jets are hideous.
That was like watching a baseball game, dude.
Joe Flacco should not start a game ever again.
They don't.
Please retire. Please retire.
Yeah, I think yesterday kind of sealed the deal.
Well, you know what's funny? So I flipped the game on yesterday, and my mom was sitting there. She's like, what's his name? She's like, what's his name? Joe Flaccid? And I said, no, Mom, that's Flacco. I was like, he just plays like he's flaccid right now.
Plays flaxulent.
Yeah.
A lot of ass.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Flacco.
It just sucks because the Jets defense kept them in that game. Keep them a lot of games this year.
They are promising.
Actually won them a few games. It's just that their quarterback play has been horrendous.
The Jets might be one piece away from being a legit team. That's the most important position, quarterback.
Yeah, they have a receiver. Their running back was doing good. He got hurt.
Yeah,
They got some nice.
They're all young. They got Sauce Gardner over there, who's a stud. Like they have a lot of young pieces. They just need that quarterback.
They got some nice pieces. And like you said, Diego. I mean, if they had a legitimate quarterback, who the heck knows what it could be.
They'll be in the playoffs. I think they have the quarterback.
So here's a question for you for the offseason. I mean, just touching on the Jets real quick. How would Aaron Rodgers look on the Jets? One last hurrah going to New York, kind of like Brett Favre did back in what was it? 08.
Could follow in Brett Favre's footsteps. Just don't be texting any sending pictures to Jets executives.
Yeah, she was pretty nice though. I don't think I wouldn't have sent a picture of my junk, but I definitely would have been trying to get on her though. You know, and definitely not if it's flaccid junk. You know what I'm saying? You better not be sending those pictures. You know. So all right, so we got so Miami snuck in. They play Buffalo now. I know I guess that game's going to all come down to Miami's health, really, because if it's a healthy Tua, it could be close. If Tua's not playing, I think that's an ass whooping. I know the line's like 10.5 right now.
Yeah, now Mostert actually broke his thumb in that game yesterday too, so I don't know how he's going to play either.
Wow,
where he's going to play.
All right, so what do you guys? All right, so let's go down the line. Bills, Dolphins. Who Mike? Who's winning?
No, I just think the Bills dropped the hammer. I mean that Miami team. I mean,
yeah, they won 5 in a row. They lost 5 in a row,
right,
and then they had up 9 and 8.
I mean, Tua's solid, but he's just a turnover machine, and the Bills are licking their chops, especially
riding on emotion. Yeah,
I mean, not only that, but just not even getting to play the Bengals, and not for nothing, but giving Kansas City that number 1 seed. And just the whole emotion too, as you said, Sean.
Gotcha. Diego, who's winning this game?
I think Buffalo wins.
They covering?
What's the line? -11?
It's like -10.5.
I mean, it depends on if Tua's playing. If Tua's health gets confirmed, that line's going to go down.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet that game now. That's for sure. It's too early.
Right. So, I mean, yeah. I think Buffalo wins no matter what. If Tua don't play, it's guaranteed to beat down, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely.
Paul, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, even Tyreek Hill is banged up too. I mean, he'll play, but he's not 100%. Ankle's messed up. Mostert has a broken thumb. If Tua doesn't play, was it Bridgewater? And after that is that Skylar dude. So yeah, it's not going to be close. I mean, it's going to be easy picking for him.
I was going to say I don't even know if it would be Bridgewater because they had that
Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, they had him play. I mean,
it's terrible.
I was going to say, is Bridgewater going to be that much better in a week? I mean,
they said yesterday that Bridgewater is available, but he's not 100%. So I'm assuming he'll be ready for the playoff game probably next week if Tua can't go.
Well, I mean. Think about it though. Teddy Bridgewater at least has experience. I mean, these fucking guys played a dude that was like this, like the second to last pick in the draft in a must-win fucking game. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, I would think if Teddy Bridgewater could friggin', if he could have been like Lieutenant Dan out there with artificial legs, trying to play. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
got magic legs, you know?
Ah.
I mean, really.
Give me Buffalo Bills.
All right, you like the Bills. Okay. And Chris Rapizzi's got a Super
Bills ain't
Bowl.
going out like that.
What's that?
Bills ain't going out like that.
No, I don't think so either. Chris Rapizzi's got a prediction. He said
Chris?
Eagles versus KC, Super Bowl prediction, brother versus brother, and shit. Also, Andy Reid against the Eagles. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
would be.
Be scary though. I'd be kind of shitting my pants if we have to play Pat Mahomes. But you know what though? We want to win a Super Bowl. We're gonna have to beat probably either Mahomes, Allen, or Burrow. So
Right. Pick your poison. Pick your poison.
Nobody likes us and we don't care. Once
Hey.
again,
Our only Super Bowl, we beat the GOAT. So you know what?
Right.
Got to do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Amen to that.
All right. So the last game, what did we do? We got one more game.
got
What's the
Bengals.
last game? Oh,
Baltimore, Cincinnati.
yeah. I tell you, I got no read on this game at all because what the hell's up with Lamar Jackson? I mean, they say he had like a knee strain and it was like a week-to-week thing. Meanwhile, like 6 weeks later, you still don't know if the dude's ever playing.
he's done. Bengals all day.
I like the Bengals too. Bengals are favored by 6.5. So, all right, let's go down the line. Mike, who do you like?
Bengals. I mean, it's they're another team that's kind of got shafted with the Chiefs. So, defending AFC champions. Bengals all day.
I agree. I think they cover too, and obviously, I mean, hey, I don't want to make a big deal about this because I mean, a man almost died, so I'm not going to cry about what happened with the seeding, obviously. But Bengals, I think there was a really good chance the Bengals might have beat the Bills that game, and if that was the case, so the Bengals could have been the 2 seed. So
Yeah.
but we'll see. We'll see.
But all. Not to interrupt you, I think
No,
they
it's
did lose one of their tackles yesterday for the season.
Yeah, they did. Kappa got hurt. I think he was a. So they lost Levi. They lost the guy.
Niall Collins.
Yeah, they lost the
couple
guy
weeks
from
ago.
Dallas, and now they lost this guy. So yeah, that could. And Baltimore does have a really good defense. Ever since they got Roquan Smith or whatever, that defense has been like top 2 or 3 in the league. But I just question their offense because, I mean, Diego, me and you were talking about it today. Like if you look, like Baltimore has a really good defense, their O-line's pretty good, and you got Andrews. But other than that, I mean, if Lamar Jackson isn't making plays, that they have like no weapons like at all.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think I like Cincinnati in this game. I like them to cover too. If Lamar plays, Lamar's explosive. Lamar can take over any game really with his legs if it's that kind of day. But I don't see it this year. I think it's Cincinnati. Either way.
Plus, I mean, does Lamar even care anymore? See, that's what I don't want to happen with us with Jalen Hurts. Like, that's why I think the Eagles will sign Jalen Hurts earlier rather than later because, Baltimore played that out, and now they got a guy that's on a franchise tag, and basically Lamar's like, they're probably going to Lamar like, yo, can you play? Can you play? And he's like, knee's still hurting a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he don't have that big time money.
He's got a sour taste in his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul, what do you think, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I just looked up Lamar Jackson's status. It's still uncertain. He still hasn't. No one has said anything yet about if he's playing or not. Yeah, but Baltimore lacks weapons. They let go of Marquise Brown. They don't have their number 1 receiver was injured most of this year. All they have really is Andrews, and the running backs is not that great either. So yeah, I have Cincinnati all day.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, so that puts us. All right, so we all pretty much agreed. We all agreed in the AFC, I think, pretty much, right? Or did one of us have the One of us had the Chargers.
I did.
Me and Paul had the Chargers.
Yeah,
Me and Dale, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, either way, it's going the chalk though. It looks like in the AFC. The AFC looks like it's going the chalk. So that would mean that round two would be Cincinnati, Buffalo, and you'd have either Jacksonville or San. Wow, I'll tell you what. I'll bet you the Chiefs are hoping Jacksonville because the Chargers. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm a little concerned about playing the Chargers for a third time.
Yeah, they got their number.
But
that'd be a great game to watch. The Buffalo Cincinnati would be a great game to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, so we're gonna get in. Let's move on to some Sixers, but before we do, let me give a shout out to our sponsors here. All right, so anybody out there, you want to go to sporting events, concerts, theater, you could save 10% off using the promo code EOP10. It's family owned and operated since 1946, so it's a local business. So I think it's always good to give local businesses some love, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, screw those box stores, you know.
Yeah.
It's www.sherrystickets.com. Give them a shout, and they'll hook you up. Got my man David R. Cherry right here. Workers' compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, criminal law. You could give him a call at 610-565-0300 or www.cherryinjurylaw.com. It's funny, when we were talking about the Vikings, I was remembering that championship game a couple years ago, and imagine if you got in trouble with some Vikings fans. You'd want to call him up, right? Here's a great bar down Delco. It's called Dolan's. So anybody down there, they got $8 cheesesteaks, wing cheesesteaks, memorabilia giveaways. Check them out. Philly sports trips. Well, hey, luckily the Eagles don't have to go anywhere because they chilling until the Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
The only place anybody's going for the Eagles would be Arizona.
And they already got that package out. I believe.
Yeah, but check out next year, because our opponents came out, and I know these guys will be hooking people up next year. Next year they got Arrowhead, Tampa Bay, of course, and I think they got LA. I mean,
I'm interested in going in that Tampa Bay game actually.
Yeah, I'm looking at Tampa Bay. Well, Tampa Bay would be for the weather, but I've always wanted to go to Arrowhead. So Arrowhead's in play. All right.
Seattle.
All right. Yeah, we got Edge of Philly Sports and the Painted Lines. Do pregame, halftime, and postgame show. www.eopsports.com. So make sure you check that out. And here are the lineup of shows. Edge of Philly Sports got something for everybody, so make sure you check that out. So, check us out, man. Give us a like, follow, subscribe to YouTube, check us out. There's something for everybody. There's lacrosse shows, soccer shows. Well, I don't think much is going on in soccer right now. Is there anything going on in soccer now, Diego? Or it's kind of off season, right?
It's kind of off season for the Union.
Well, I will say one thing, man, because you know me, dude. I don't know shit about soccer. But I will say, dude, that the end of that World Cup was like no joke, bro. Like, if you were trying to get a soccer fan and you watched that, John, that was like phenomenal. The last
it was a great game.
I was like, holy shit, this is great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So anyway, I guess let's get into some Sixers here. What do you guys, Sixers? I don't know if anybody actually really watched this game, because I was watching football. But Sixers had a nice win yesterday.
Yeah.
And beat Mrs. third game in a row.
And PJ Tucker too with an illness.
Yeah, and he's questionable for tomorrow too. But tomorrow they got Detroit at home, so hopefully that should be a win regardless.
They're saying his foot. He banged it up Monday with the Pelicans. It's
was it foot soreness?
pretty hard.
Yeah.
Ankle.
Real quick, Pat Bernard touching on something I missed. He said Philly sports trips, Sixers at Brooklyn for $240. I believe that is February 11th. Okay, so anybody out there, they got because that's true. I'm equating it with Eagles, but they actually do much more than Eagles. I mean, they do Sixers, they do Phillies. I think there's like a Yankee Stadium one.
Yeah, there is.
Your Valentine to Brooklyn. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually went on the Washington and Houston trips this year with Vince Rizzuto and the gang over there, Philly sports trips.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah, they are.
If you want to go with anybody on a trip, go with Vince Rizzuto and Philly sports trips. Vince will take care of you. Check it out at phillysportstrips.com.
Yeah, so we got – all right, so Sixers are playing some good ball. Now, Friday night they slipped up. I mean, Chicago put it on them, but – that's like one of those games, when we talk about that. We talk about that a lot.
Zach LaVine hit
Zach LaVine
hit 11
nuts.
threes, right?
Yeah, he went nuts, Zach LaVine.
He had 11 threes, We lost
Anything
that
we threw
game.
up and in.
And then against the
Anything up and
Pelicans,
in,
I
man.
think CJ McCollum had 11 threes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the last two games we lost, two guys got off.
Yeah.
Right, and if you look at that, Sixers
I
have
turned
only
that Bulls
lost.
game off after Levine hit that last three. I'm like, all right, this is over.
Well, Sixers have only lost like 3 games in the
Yeah.
past, like what, 17?
Absolutely.
16?
At least.
So you can't argue with that. And really, they
Actually, the
not-
Bulls been killing the East
Yeah.
or top teams in the East. They've been killing them.
Well, they have to. They got
The
off to a really
Celtics, us.
they
Brooklyn.
got off to a really shitty start. So they kind of got to start killing somebody. Otherwise, their ass is getting shipped out of there. You know,
Sure.
you're going to see no more DeRozan. Maybe even Levine would get
Well,
traded.
they were saying DeRozan is possibly to get traded over Levine.
Oh.
But
Well, that
here's
makes
the
sense.
Here's the
All right,
schedule.
so Embiid's foot's kind of a concern. So here's the next week for the Sixers. You got 2 more home games. You got tomorrow night versus Detroit. You got Thursday versus Oklahoma City. Then you go on a road. Then you go on a road trip. Then you're at Utah, at the Lakers, at the Clippers, at Portland, at the Kings, and then you come home to host the Nets. So that's a little tough there. So I'm hoping we win these next 2. Then you go on the road, and we got what, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's a 5-game road trip?
5 or 6. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got a 5-game road trip, and they catch a little break because I think Durant's. Did I read today? Durant's out for a couple
Durant's
weeks.
Sprained MCL.
MCL.
Sprained
Right
MCL,
there.
yeah.
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 Okay, so I don't like seeing guys get hurt, but you know what though? Fuck them. We're without Embiid. So bottom line is, maybe we may win that game on the 25th. So if I'm looking here, hopefully we get 2 more at this homestand, and then 5-game road trip. Hopefully maybe 3-2, 2-3, something like that. This way you kind of stay afloat.
I see 3
Yeah.
and 2. I see
4-3, 3-2 sounds about.
Especially on that West Coast swing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, but now here's a question for you though. If Embiid tomorrow night, I understand Embiid missing, but if Embiid misses another game or 2 after that, is then are we a little concerned?
Oh,
would
maybe a
say
little
so.
bit, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, you have to be. Absolutely. Even know who else is filling in for a good role? Marquise Harrell. He's had some.
Yeah, I love that signing. He's been a beast.
Yeah, he has.
He really has stepped it up since Embiid's been out.
Former
definitely.
6th man of the year. I mean, he's
Right.
rebounding. He's shooting. I mean, he's actually becoming that guy you want in the paint that you paid for. Banging, tough, getting the points and the dirtiness.
Well,
Exactly.
I was going to say, Maurice Wright with a comment here. He says, good to see the Sixers win some games without Embiid, without Harden. That's pretty good. Doc really needs to apply Paul Reed's skills and energy to the games more often.
Couldn't agree more.
But Harrell is playing good ball,
Yeah.
though.
But try to get him more implemented in it. But yeah, absolutely.
All right, so it's still a little early for the
Mhm.
Sixers. They're playing great ball. Let's just hope this Embiid thing doesn't linger. But before we get out of here, I just want to get on 2 more things here. The Phillies, I'll tell you. So I think we'd all. I think Howie. I mean, I know Matty B definitely would not agree with me, but I think Howie Roseman's the best general manager in the city right now. But I'll tell you what, though, Dave Dombrowski is giving him a run for his money, man. What do you guys think of these Phillies moves?
Excellent.
Yeah,
Close second.
Shoring up that bullpen that
Yeah,
that we
exactly.
needed last year.
You got
Soto.
solid arms that that are reliable and not like on the fringe. Like, what are they going to do? These guys
Right.
are legit. They've been around. With Kimbrel, okay, his arm velocity, but they're going to find a will and way what inning kind of guy he is and this and that.
Right.
But the Soto guy, he's a proven guy, and you can't forget Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Right.
Is he your
Yeah.
closer, or do you get Soto? It's like pick your poison, but that's
Well,
what
that's-
spring training's all about, and we'll see where they go from there.
Well, that's just like when we talked before we came on the air. I mean, Soto being a left-hander, Kimbrel a right-hander, Dominguez, not these guys ain't going to be available every night. So as you said, you got a stacked bullpen where you can bring these guys in and mix it up, not just have one guy that's legitimate, the number one closer.
And don't forget Alvarado, man. His pitch is lights out when he's on.
Well, we'll look at it like this, right? So last year, I mean, in the playoffs, like we were kind of screwed if we didn't have Alvarado or Dominguez.
Yeah.
Then you had to use David Robertson, and David Robertson was good everywhere but Philadelphia. He's like the opposite of Nick Foles,
And then Brogdon.
Right,
And then
but
Eflin.
right,
Yeah.
but now you have three legit left-handed relievers. You got Alvarado, this guy Soto, and then you got the kid they got from Boston. I forget his name.
Stratton or something? Stratton.
Okay. So you got three legit lefties. Then you got Dominguez, Kimbrel. You got Bellotti, pitched well, Brogdon towards the end. You know what I mean? Like you got legit guys.
Falter.
Right, and then Dombrowski got some guy from the Giants. I think is today. His name was like
Union Marte.
Junior Marte.
Junior Marte.
36 right-hander.
Yeah, now I don't even know if he'll make the team, but it's funny because we talk about like general managers and like when they get like I saw on Twitter like somebody goes, never heard of this guy, but the fact Dombrowski got him, maybe he's pretty good. You know what I mean? So that tells you something. Like how things have changed. Like imagine if that was like Matt Klentak, like pushing pencils. Like if you'd be like, who the hell is this guy? You know what I'm saying? And now Dombrowski gets him, and you're just like, oh, pretty good move.
Well, the big sexy names aren't always the diamonds in the rough.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy like this could be a diamond in the rough. Something the scout of Dombrowski sees or something he knows of that. As I said, the big sexy name isn't always the best.
Yeah, I read that Soto and Alvarado, what it was like 81% of like the highest velocity pitches from the left-handed bullpen guys are them.
Yeah.
So that's
they're bringing heat.
They're power arms you can't teach. Now the only problem with Soto is he could lose the plate at times, and so can Alvarado. But
right.
What though? Hey,
better than what we had.
What are you going to do?
Wow. Better than Familia and the cast of characters that they had.
And Neris, I never liked Neris.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I went to the Nationals game and he served up 3 home runs, man.
The last couple of years, you figure with the cast of characters or cast-offs, whatever you want to call them, what they had.
Yeah, remember that trade we did with Boston? We got those guys were absolutely horrendous.
Remember I know. They were horrible.
For Nick Pivetta?
Yeah.
Then this guy Marte that we got, I mean, he's kind of a lottery ticket type dude. But they said he was viewed once as potential closer of the future for the Giants, but he struggled last year, but he still throws extremely hard. So maybe you get him here with a good pitching coach. Maybe you teach him a changeup or something. I mean, that's the one thing Alvarado never had. I think it was a changeup or something he got, or so he got some type of a pitch. Maybe it was a slider.
Slider. It was the slider.
Yeah, and that really helped make him. He struggled early in the year, but that really helped make him, effective. You know what I'm saying?
You got Roger Clemens' son too.
Yeah, Cody Clemens.
Infielder.
Yeah, well, hey, that is one thing. They're going to have to sign some sort of an outfielder or a platoon guy because they did give up Verling, and they did give up who was
Nick
the other
Maton.
So but I don't really think we gave up that much. I mean, so
and Donnie Sands we gave up too.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying,
yeah. So, but hey, obviously we'll be getting into pitchers. It's funny because the season lasted so long. Pitchers and catchers is only like a little over a month away. You believe that?
About 30 some days.
Yeah,
I think it was 40 the end of last week.
Yeah. So but anyway, we'll be getting into that. I want to get into one more thing before we bounce out of here. Hang on, let me find this here. All right, so we got plenty of time for baseball, but Paul Spencer brings up a point here. Tonight we got Tonight we got college football. He's got boys game of the week, David versus Goliath. BCS championship, Georgia versus TCU. He's going TCU plus 14.
Okay.
What's your guys' thought on this game tonight?
Georgia.
Georgia, do you like them to cover?
Yeah. I'll take the over. I like the over. Georgia, and like we talked on our other show, just with Georgia front to back, offense, defense, man, they have it all. So, but I'm not counting out TCU. They're a Cinderella team. I just want to see a good game.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I didn't even touch this game betting wise because and nobody should go off of what I say because on our college show, because Sean and I do that college show on Wednesday nights on the Out of Box, and I said that Michigan was going to kill TCU, and I was like dead wrong. So don't listen to me.
It's okay, Lee.
But I'm rooting for TCU. So I'm watching this game tonight, just pure enjoyment.
Yeah.
I would love to see TCU win. So, Paul, you have any thoughts on this game tonight?
None whatsoever. I don't really follow college football, but Georgia Bulldogs. I'm a dog fan. Let's go Georgia.
Okay, well that's a good rationale, and a lot of people have won NCAA basketball tournaments just picking team names and colors. So that worked.
Right.
My daughter's one of them, man.
Yeah,
She beat a guy in work, and Duke couldn't believe it. But
exactly.
who you got, Diego?
I like Georgia. I think Georgia covers it to 13.5 too.
Okay.
All right, Mike.
I mean, TCU beat Michigan. I mean, that was a pretty big, not a pretty big upset, but I thought Michigan was going to beat TCU. So I don't think they get through Georgia tonight.
Yeah, he's right about that.
I'm going Georgia all the way.
Okay, and do you think they cover the 14?
I think so.
Okay, and Maurice right here, he says, from an Eagles fan standpoint, he says, I hope the Eagles are looking for a pick in this game. Either team, TCU has a couple good offensive linemen. Georgia may have the corner they'll need once they let Slay walk. Okay, I can see that. Paul Spencer betting. Rogers that cheesehead bastard killed me last night for 2,100. Wow. Yeah, you'd want him dead probably, Paul. TCU, Maurice Wright, TCU has decent corners as well. Check them out.
They got Hodge Tomlinson, LaDainian Thompson's nephew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you got to check him out. Kelly Ringo, cornerback for Georgia. I mean, but the guy that I liked, I said on our show, that Brock Boyer, man, the tight end.
Oh, he's a big
baby
boy.
Gronk, man. But just his work ethic and the way he plays, man, wow. But let's go.
All right, well, hey, sports fans in general, check that game out tonight. That's going to be interesting. And, it's good for us. I mean, we get nothing better than being the number one seed because I love Wild Card Weekend, and nothing's better than Wild Card Weekend with zero stress.
Yeah,
I mean, we literally could just lay back, put our feet up, and chill and just see who we got,
Just sit back and wait for the divisional round.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we could literally just like have a couple drinks, be like, oh, that's nice. Oh, and the best a week from tonight, we got Tampa Dallas. So next time we do the show, we'll be predicting Tampa Dallas. So that'll be interesting. So, all right, well, we're gonna get ready to wrap up out of here. I'd say go Birds, but we don't play for 2 weeks, so I guess. Go Jalen Hurts' shoulder. Continue to get better, right?
Lane Johnson.
Go Lane Johnson.
Health and wealth, man. Let's go.
Yeah, go Lane Johnson and go Sixers and Flyers. We're playing
Flyers Sabres tonight.
Okay, that's a must lose game. Where are the Sabres at in the standings, Paul? Are they close to the Flyers?
I'm not sure, dude. I haven't really been following it too much.
All right, well.
Football
Well,
now,
The Flyers had won 4 in a row since the New Year, and thank God they lost last night. So this is a must-lose game.
Sabres have a winning record. Sabres are 20-15.
Okay, well, it's still a must-lose game. So let's go. I want ping pong balls and assets. I'm like Sam Hinkie. I want assets, baby. Collect assets. All right. So all right, fellas. Well, look, have a great week. Go Birds and go everybody's bets, I guess, next week. See y'all.
Take care, man.
Have a good one.